Hey guys, this is Nicole. So this is a part two of two. So if you're just seeing this and want to catch up and see part one, wherever you're watching this, just scroll back in time a little bit and watch last week and you will see part one. So this is part two of iterating toward better marketing content that you're creating yourself, whether it's a podcast, a video series, photography for an Instagram account. These principles are pretty general, but I think they will allow you to get better a little bit more quickly than the average person. So the three things we talked about last week were eliminating distractions, giving yourself plenty of material to work with, and committing to some kind of format so that you can see what's working. So this week, there are three more tips. So let's get this party started. So the first thing is to commit to editing. Now, I know it's really tempting to just open up Instagram, take a picture, and upload it. But if you take a picture and open it up in a program like Snapseed and you crop it and you adjust the colors a little bit and make it look nice and then upload it, that minute you spent is going to make it look so much better, especially to the people who are watching your stuff. Same with your other kinds of content. If you have, maybe you're doing a process video of how something works and there's a really boring part in the middle, if you just either time lapse and speed it up, or if you just cut it out entirely and write 5 minutes later on it, your audience appreciates that sort of thing. And it doesn't necessarily have to take a long time to do it. So I just talked just now about the edits I would do in an image, which is cropping. How you crop something can really make a difference, can really make it look artistic, or can eliminate a distraction if you see something kind of off to the side that shouldn't have been there, and adjusting the colors and things like that, adjusting like the horizon so it's horizontal, and making sure just the general physics principles apply are good little adjustments to make. If you're doing audio, I think it's really nice if you get the background noise of the room and edit that out. So what most people do in an audio or even a video situation is they'll record like 5 seconds of nothingness and then start talking. And by getting that baseline, you get the baseline of what the room's background noise is. And I know you think you're in a silent room, but when you're sitting with headphones later on, you realize it's not as silent as you thought. Maybe there's a heater or an air conditioner, like even running like a little bit in the background. Maybe there's a fridge that kicked on, something like that. So by having that background, you can apply that toward the whole clip and get rid of the noise. The other thing I like to do with audio is I like to sort of normalize the audio. I believe that's the term. But, if someone like laughs really loud into the microphone, or if someone's whispering, right? Those are like really low, really high sounds. And if you normalize it, it kind of brings everything more toward the middle. And it makes it so that if you're wearing headphones and then someone bursts out laughing, you're not like, ow. I recommend, by the way, editing with headphones on. You do notice a lot more stuff. And in terms of video, like I said, I would take out anything that felt long or, otherwise seemed awkward. And if you can do something like splice in, if someone's talking about software, if you can splice in a screen flow of what that software looks like, that kind of thing. These are all nice little touches that don't have to take a lot of time. So if you commit to editing just a little bit, I think your end product will be better than the average person's, and people will definitely notice. The second thing I want to talk about today is equipment. Now, it's really tempting, I know, to go out and buy all new stuff. I have a rule in my personal life, which I sort of subconsciously do in my business, which is if I think I'm into something, I get sort of a base level of equipment to start. So for example, I loved rollerblading when I was a kid. So I decided this summer I wanted to start rollerblading again. But rather than going out and buying brand new rollerblading equipment, I found a local person who was getting rid of some rollerblades with pads and everything. I have the helmet already, so I didn't need that. And for like $45. So I'm going to use these rollerblades this summer. And if I get into it, then I'm going to treat myself and go get myself a brand new pair of the rollerblades that I think I want. But I got to like try these out and see how it works for me first. You can do the same thing with technology. And I'll give you a little example. So if you go listen to my videos from when I started live streaming like last March, I was using the built-in webcam at first. And what I'm going to do right now is, I'm actually using this little tiny Shure microphone. That's what I'm using right now to record this video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back to the webcam so that you can hear the difference in sound. So this is a little, I got it on eBay for like 35 bucks or something. I usually buy my stuff refurbished, but let me switch to the webcam microphone. Now, this is me on the webcam microphone. What you'll notice is, first of all, it's further away from me, right? So you're not probably hearing me as well, but also because of the nature of it, it's picking up like probably a lot of background noise. So if I switch again to the Shure microphone, you probably hear a difference, right? In particular, if you're wearing headphones, you probably notice a difference between those two. Now, could I go out and buy a really nice microphone? Absolutely. Could I get a microphone stand and the microphone would be right in front of my face, and would you hear me even better? Absolutely. But is this better than the webcam microphone? Yeah. And that's what you want to do, is you want to just like get equipment as it makes sense. Now you'll be editing and you'll think, oh, like my sound doesn't sound very good. And then get the Shure microphone. Or, oh, like when I record stuff later in the day, my lighting seems off. I can just buy this. I have a $10 ring light that's on right now. It's not, I don't know if it makes a huge difference. Let me turn it off. Okay, there's me without my ring light. Here's me with my ring light, right? It's not a huge difference, but like it looks nicer. So just buy equipment as it makes sense. You don't have to break the bank. There's lots of people who figured out either cheaper ways to do this or free ways to do stuff, and you can listen to them. And when it makes sense, invest in the equipment then. Only when you want to. You can still produce things without breaking the bank. And the final thing I think that's worth doing is creating some kind of mechanism for feedback. So for example, on this video at the end, I always give my email address and say, if you have questions or comments, like email me, but also the comments are open so people can like leave comments. And I also get, because I'm a local person, I get indirect, I was on a hike and I got some feedback about this video stream the other day. So there you go. But if you're, in particular, I think podcasting can be hard maybe to get feedback on, because people are downloading it from iTunes or whatever, and the only feedback you're really getting is reviews. You can make a listener survey, and you can distribute that on your website or, in your show notes. But some mechanism for which people can leave feedback can be really good. So questions, for example, I'd want to ask people, and if you want to leave feedback for this in the comments or as a private note, I've done interviews on this live stream before. And this particular day, it's just me. Do you like it when I bring experts on and interview them? Is that like a good piece of content for you? Also, I have done content that is a little bit more website based. So ideas about websites, website analytics, things like that, and stuff that's a little bit more toward marketing, like this content video. By getting feedback from your listeners, your watchers, whatever, your viewers, you're going to be able to create content they want to watch more often. Because let's face it, whatever you create, whether it's, taking a photo or whatever, it's the same amount of work whether one person sees it or 100 people see it or 1,000 people see it or 10,000 people see it. So since you're putting in a base amount of work, obviously you want the most people to experience it that possibly can. And if you're getting feedback from the people who you're starting with, and who like you already, and you're able to create better content for them, you're going to have more of those people. And you know what? Some of it maybe, you're not going to act on it for a certain reason, and that's fine. I'm not saying you have to be at the mercy of what everybody thinks of you, but it is nice if a bunch of people are saying that your audio isn't great, or that they really wish that you would spend more time on, talking about this other topic. That's good information to know. And it's going to make your business better, and it's going to make your content better. So if you do those things, your content is going to get better faster, and you're going to get better more intentionally than somebody who's just, doing what I did, which is just throwing a bunch of spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. If you have any topics or ideas or feedback you want to give me, I'm going to put my email on the screen now. You can always send me a note. I read everything, even if I am not the fastest at responding. I do see emails. And you can also leave a comment on this video wherever you're watching it. And I really appreciate you taking the time with me this week or any week that you watch. And if you want more, just subscribe or like, or wherever you're doing this, follow me wherever you're watching this at. And I do a weekly broadcast, so I would be able to see you next week.